Today I'm going to show you guys the best build order I used in a tournament to get into the round of 8 where I was knocked out 2-1. I am live on twitch.tv/RayReign right now if you want to come out and hang out and learn how to play some Stormgate. Let's get right into it. I am versus JD Ban. This is Infernal versus Infernal. This build order can work versus Vanguard as well, but versus Vanguard you just have to make some safety turret towers. But right off the bat, make a worker, make an iron vault, and then you will make another worker to cut down the trees, and you will be making an iron conclave, or I guess it's just called conclave. So the iron vault will produce the brute, the conclave will produce a gaunt. Gaunt is a ranged fighter that when it throws its kind of, I don't know what you'd call it, boomerang I guess, it bounces up to 3 or 4 targets and it poisons them and makes them infested. Now infested means that when the unit dies with infest on them, it will create a fiend. A fiend is like a little fast zergling from StarCraft 2. But so now that we got our trees cut down, we got our 2 production buildings, we have a meat farm and a guy on gas just to have 15 minerals, or sorry, 15 gas, which is the kind of tech resource. It's called Therium, and the gold mine is called Luminite. So the whole goal here is to make a brute and a gaunt and go right to the speed camp. The speed camp has like these little flowers that you can see. I will hit them. That this flower slows, puts a slow field on the ground. So the objective here is there's 5 creeps at the speed camp. So we're kind of using our infest to make lots of fiends. And there you go, one spawned out. And when you make a fiend on the map, it does cost supplies, so be careful. You might get supply blocked just because you make a lot of fiends. So we're going to be making 2 brutes, 2 gaunts. We're going to get the vision camp as well. There's another meat farm because our supply is increasing. As you can see, we went from 26 to 27 after we killed that unit. And what I like to do here is make a defensive tower and then a base. But we find his army and we just have a little bit more than him because we have more fiends because we took the speed camp first. And ideally you want to target down his gaunts with your gaunts and fiends, or even brutes, depending on the fight. He says, uh-oh. He knows he's in trouble. So you take a base behind this. This is by no means all in. This is pretty standard. People have figured out this kind of build order as of recording, so people will be a little bit more prepared. But this is a solid starting opener for you guys. It's very safe, gets you a lot of units quickly, and allows you to push into the mid game. Also gives you an opportunity to just straight out micro and win the game. So he tries making a defensive shroud stone, which is the tower, but it is not enough because he doesn't have enough units. And he lost a fight way too early. But like I said, you'll meet people on the ladder who are pretty used to this build order, so they'll probably be doing the same thing. But this is a great time to get ahead of the meta and get a couple free wins before the masses figure it out. Thank you guys for watching. I am live on Twitch and will be alive through the full week. So I hope to see you there on my channel. So here is an Infernal versus Vanguard. I'm going to be doing the same build order. So Iron Vault Conclave. But I will make the mistake because at the time I was playing this tournament, I was still learning the game. And I will get a little bit messed up by these dogs, but since then I have figured out that you just need some towers. So there you go, killing the trees. And the dog is here, but it is called a Scout. It's a robotic light unit that does bonus damage to light units. Our workers are light. If you just pull 2 imps off your mineral line and attack the Scout, you'll be okay. You won't lose anything. Don't worry. So we get our meat farm, get some guys on gas, because we need that 15 gas to make our gaunt. And right after I make this brute, you should make a tower shroud stone right next to your meat farm in your main. It only costs 25 luminite, and you will be safe once mass dogs show up at your base. And it'll help you later on into the game if they go command center first, or I guess it's called command post first. Since I haven't seen any more dogs, I thought I was safe to move out, but in hindsight, just put down the shroud stone every game. And then when you go take your expansion, you should make a shroud stone as well. And so a little tip about creeping. You can block them all there with your brute, just like so. And you can use the flower to slow the creeps, so you can kite them out a little bit. But yeah, here's the dogs, so they're gonna mess me up a little bit. But I'm just gonna finish this camp just to get more fiends, come back home. And I definitely lose a few imps here, which is not good. Big blunder, but hindsight is 20/20, and we'll do better next time. I do end up winning this game, having some good drop harass and good unit composition. Nice. Getting a trap on the dogs there. You can really, like, there's a lot of micro in this game. So if you're good at micro, you're gonna love Stormgate. A lot of little tricks you can do, like I did there. Surrounding units. Preemptively, even though they were faster than me. But a tip, if you see in the middle of the map, there is a resource camp gone. It's like the triangles. Now another one disappeared. So I know that he just took those camps. But the health camp, which is the heart on the map, the vision camp, which is the eyeball on the map, and the speed camp, which is the wind-looking lines on the map, those 3 camps will not disappear until you grab the orb that the creep drops. So like I said, like these shroud stones, very impactful versus the dogs, helps you survive. Having one at each base buys you so much time to come back and deal with them. And he loses a lot of workers here. Or not workers, sorry. A lot of scouts. The little dogs, they have mechanical eyeballs, okay? It's a mechanical dog. They have lasers in their eyes. They are very cute and very cool. But this is a good build order to get you set up for the mid game. And then I tend to stay on these 2 production structures till I'm fully saturated on my natural. Then I take a 3rd base. And then once my 3rd base is pretty saturated, I will add a conclave and a iron vault per number of bases I have. So once I'm fully saturated on 3 base, I will add up to 3 iron vaults and 3 conclaves. So I'll have 6 production structures. to make lots of units. And you should have both of your research facilities. And pretty much just get every upgrade. You guys will figure out what's a good order to make them in, depending on the matchup. And just adding a few shroud stones for anything like drops or hornet harass is very nice, and versus the dogs. So once you get set up here on 3 base, you can start adding production. So the tech resource, which is the Ethereum, or those big patches on the bottom. And what I find that you can do, oh, here's an engagement. So you want to micro your gaunts away from the dogs, as they're very squishy. But him running into my shroud stones and past my brutes is very costly for him, so I win that fight. But as I was saying, the research minerals, the Ethereum, you kind of want 5 workers onto it to... This is a Doombringer that you can use to drop. But you want 5 workers on Ethereum to, I guess, maintain or sustain the like influx of it, so it'll produce as much as you mine, basically. So 5 workers kind of evens out that. But in theory, you can put 20-30 workers. As long as there's patches there to mine, you can mine them. So it makes it really interesting to how you want to mine your tech resource. But if you go past 5, you will imbalance that sort of like rate of how much of it replenishing and you taking away. So you kind of want to manage it. So if there's a lot there, yeah, go ahead, dump like, 8 workers on it, but it will mine out all the patches pretty quickly, and then you will be oversaturated and there won't be patches to mine. So I think in the beginning you kind of want like, maybe 6 or 7 to get it mining, to get the excess mined out, and then probably go down to 5. Still playing around with it, unsure. But these Doombringer drops are very impactful with gaunts because of the infest. Once you get a unit infested, like their Bobs, their worker, it'll spawn a fiend, and once you kill another worker, it'll spawn another fiend, and then another. So you can really demolish mineral lines if they are unprepared. Nowadays, most people are pretty aware of this, so they're defending a lot better. But it's still a very good tool to harass your opponent. So once I get up to 3 base, fully saturated, I can start making Magmadons, I can start making Weavers, I can take my 4th base, start saturating my gas quite a bit. As you can see, I have 9 on that top side Ethereum deposit, because I want to get a lot of tech resource right now. So just staying active on the map in this game is very key. Collecting all the creep camps, because the creep camps do give you 40 Ethereum. No, sorry. I don't know. I get these mixed up all the time. I'm still learning the names, but they give you the gold resource. 40 of it. So we're coming up to the final battle here. I got a drop in his base, so he feels pretty compelled to all in here, as most of his army is here across the map. He didn't leave anything at home, and there's no defensive structures here, like the sentry post. He takes out my 4th base, no problem. But I'm making Magmadons, and I'll be making a bunch of Weavers. So the Magmadons have a upgrade for the trample, and the upgrade allows them to stun. So there we go, we are stunning all of his units. And the Weavers are the big, tall boys that can pull units. So there I go, I pulled a Vulcan. And this combination of Magmadon stun and Weavers to pull units is very helpful in this matchup to pick apart the Terran Bio Ball, because the Vanguard Bio Ball is definitely much stronger than you, so you need to pull them apart as much as possible. But there you go. Hopefully this helps. I am live on Twitch right now. Come check me out, and I hope to see you in the future videos and in my Twitch streams. Goodbye.